we understand there's many layers to it. And as you noted yourself, there are many signs. And you said there's one in particular. So perhaps you could start us off with what these signs are and then come back to this one main sign.
Before I talk about that, yeah. I want to introduce someone to you. This is a statue of Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, which I bought it in Mauritius many, many years ago. When I looked at it, it just was saying to me, come on, take me home, take me home. So I bought it there. Can you see it?
Mm.
Okay. Ganesha in Hinduism is a remover of obstacles, but that's not the reason I wear it. You know, over the years, I have developed affection with it, respect and belongingness with it. Like children, you know, they develop affection with their blankets and dolls and toys. So for me, I have similar kind of affection with it. So wherever I go, I take Ganesha with me, whether I'm going to Germany or I'm going to Malaysia. And sometimes it's so strange, you know, I'm about to leave the door and I forget Ganesha and I hear this voice, take me home, take me with you. So this is very dear to me. And this is how your practice way on the spiritual path, spiritual journey, that you develop some affection for it, develop some belongingness with it and respect for it. And then it becomes a part of you. And when the practice, the path becomes a part of you, then the growth happens automatically. You really don't have to do much. Even if you don't do your practice daily, just that belongingness alone can keep you on the path going. So you have to ask yourself, how much belongingness do you feel with the path? How much belongingness do you feel with the master? How much belongingness do you feel with your practices? Are they part of you? So that is one sign of progress on the path, that the belongingness comes. Belongingness with yourself, with the path, with the master, and with the practices. They become a part of you, everything. So yeah, this is something that only you can tell, how belongingness, what kind of belongingness do you feel, how close do you feel. And so another thing that you have to see is what's happening in your mind all the time. Are you paying attention to every thought, every question, every doubt that comes in your mind? Or are you seeing them as a repetitive thing that is coming in your mind and you ignore them or don't pay much attention to them? Because the more attention you pay to them, the more concepts they create in your mind. And these concepts, then they stop you from growing on the path. So again, you have to ask yourself that how much importance do you pay to all the thoughts that are coming in your mind, whether it's a question, whether it's an opinion, whether it is a doubt, or whether it's an answer, whatever it is, how much importance do you pay to them? As you grow on the path, you begin to pay less and less importance to them. You begin to recognize, oh, this is an important thought, this is an important question, and you attend to only those that are important. Otherwise, everything else, it's not that you want to push them away or try to resist them. You just don't attend to them. Okay, so again, only you can know what is happening in your mind and how much attention you are paying to everything that is happening in your mind. And there is so much happening in your mind. So more attention you pay to everything, more you get stuck there. More concepts, more opinions you create. And so then that takes you away from the definition of yoga. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. bringing that silence, the quietness in the mind. That is yoga. So that is another sign of growth on that. You begin to respect yourself. You begin to see yourself as divine. And you remember it more often. So you ask yourself, how many times throughout the day you remember that you are divine? And when you start respecting yourself in a true sense, not just as a superficial way, but in a true sense, then that respect gets reflected to others also. You start respecting everyone else, and you start seeing everyone else also as divine. So then the whole creation, doesn't matter who it is or what it becomes divine for you. So you again ask yourself, is this happening in your life? Are you starting to respect yourself, honor yourself? Honor yourself, not this body, but the divinity in you. You take care of this body, you're responsible for this body, but you honor the divine in you. And the same divinity is in everyone. And the best way, if you're not seeing divine in others, that means you have not seen the divine in yourself yet. You're not honoring the divinity in you. And when you start honoring the divinity in you, then you automatically start honoring everyone else. Not just human beings, animals, plants, everything, even the stones, rivers, the nature, everything. So everything then becomes divine for you. Another thing that can help you is not to compare your progress with others. Use your past as a reference point. Where were you yesterday and where are you today? And then see, have you grown a bit? Where were you last year and where are you now? In which ways have you grown? So you have to always look in the back to compare your own growth. Not to look so much in the future, because you don't know where you are going. Future is not definite. But the past you have gone through, where you were and where you are now. So it helps to go back, look back in the past and compare yourself. And compare with your own self, not with anybody else. Okay? It's very, very important. It's a very nice skill that you can use in your other aspects of your life also. You want to become a good musician? Compare yourself where you were. Then you will see your progress. But if you start comparing with where you want to be, then it becomes a struggle. So it always helps to go back a bit and say, okay, where I was, I am growing, I am progressing, and it inspires you, and you maintain your enthusiasm, maintain your interest. But if you have big, big goals in your mind that, oh, I'm going to get enlightened, then it becomes a frustration. Oh, I'm not getting enlightened. Nothing is happening. I'm not getting the experience I'm craving for. So it becomes a frustration. It becomes a struggle on the path. But when you go back, when you see that, oh, my mind is becoming a little more quiet now. I don't get affected so much by all the events. And then you start appreciating the growth in you. So all these signs that are there that you have to ask yourself. And the most important sign that I think is the viveka. How much viveka has come in you? Viveka means discrimination. Discrimination not between wrong and right, but discrimination between real and unreal. Do you see every event that is happening in your life as real? Then you are very much affected by those events. Whereas when the Viveka dawns in you, then you start seeing everything as unreal, as everything is changing. You see that no matter what it is temporary, it is changing, it is just for a short while. And when that Viveka dawns in you, and when you get established in it, then you see your progress so much, because now nothing can affect you. Things affect you because you believe them to be real. You believe them to be permanent. You see your gains, you see your failures as something real, as something that is going to be there for a long time or as permanent. But what is the reality? These are just passing by things. Viveka is like the roots of a tree. On the tree, you see a big trunk, you see so many branches, flowers, leaves. But what is supporting all this are the roots that are deep under the ground. Similarly, Viveka takes you deeper inside, connects you to the inner being deeply, and also supports your outer being like a tree. So for me, Viveka is the most important sign that how much you're growing on the path. We talk about dispassion. Patanjali talks about dispassion. Dispassion comes in your life only because of Viveka. And then your dispassion is real. Otherwise, your dispassion becomes forced. That, I should not be attached to this. It is all temporary. It just becomes a superficial, outward. But when the Viveka dawns in you, when you truly start seeing that everything is temporary, everything is passing by. I'm here today, I may not be here tomorrow. And that is true. So when you get established in this truth, then you're deeply connected to your inner being, and outwardly also you're flowering like the blossoms on a tree, fruits on a tree. So Viveka is the most important thing. It is a practice also. Viveka is a practice also. It's an abhyasa that you again and again remind yourself that every time you're upset, every time you're disturbed, you're angry, you have to remind yourself, I'm getting angry, disturbed at something that is so temporary, something that is so short-lived. So with this practice and with this wisdom, Viveka can be deeply rooted in you. So just see how much Viveka you have in realizing, distinguishing, discriminating between what is real and what is unreal. So everything that we see, everything that we touch is temporary. So the inner being, where the Viveka takes you, connects you to, that is the only thing that is permanent. So the more you connect it, more you remain connected to the permanence in you, then you can play in the temporariness of life. So then when you're enjoying the both, you're becoming totally grounded in that permanence. At the same time, you're playing outwardly. It's a game for you, and you are not really affected by it. You become niranjana, untouched. So these are the things you have to ask yourself. Am I getting into that? Am I developing these qualities in me? Am I developing this wisdom in me? So knowledge, this is knowledge. And the power of knowledge you see only when you start practicing it. So Patanjali says, abhyasa, again and again, again and again. Remind yourself throughout the day that I am not just this body, I am divine. When you are getting angry at someone, something happens, someone is doing something, before you take an action, just also have this remembrance also. There is divinity in that person also. And then take that action, whatever action you want to take. Then that action will become very effective, and it will not come from a space of anger. It will come from a space of necessity. Something needs to be done. Okay. So like this, we use this knowledge to get deep-rooted in our inner being and also enjoy the life. Okay. So we can talk more. I can talk, but this is enough for today. Yeah.
So we have questions. We'll start with the first question, and all of you, I encourage everybody to, either raise your hand to ask the question, or you can put your question in your chat box. That was amazing, Krishanji. Really, I think as people who've been practicing and have had the good fortune to have these practices for some time, it's really important and really amazing to see how we can actually incorporate that. So the first question that is coming is, how do I, from time and again, I try to practice dispassion and try to do viveka, but I feel like I keep failing a lot of the times. So what do I do when I feel and see myself failing?
Keep doing it again and again, again and again, again and again. And this is not just your question, it is the question of whole humanity. Even Arjuna asked this question, Krishna, all this, my five senses, keep pulling me outward all the time. What do I do? And Krishna tells him, Abhyasa, keep practicing. And that is another sign that you see on the path, that you have a little more control on your senses. Your senses go a little more inward. Like Meera says, Ulat bhai more nayanan ki, that my eyes now have gone inward. Your senses begin to go inward. And that happens only through abhyasa, through practice. So again and again, the more you develop in this viveka in you, you will see the senses will automatically go inward. Why do they go outward? Because they see the outer world as real, as the real pleasure out there, real joy there, something permanent out there. But when this viveka dawns in you, then this all the senses automatically, without any struggle, begin to go inward. So abhyasa is the secret. Keep doing it again and again, again and again. And don't discourage, don't get discouraged. You're going to fail many times, many, many times. Again, go back, reference point that, okay, how much you used to get affected before, and now you get less affected. That means you're improving. So use that as an encouragement to yourself and maintain that abhyasa.
Thank you. The next question is, let me read it.
Krishanji, so one question we'd love to hear you speak on is, during the TTPs, the trainings to become a yoga teacher, you have commented that, we don't become better yoga instructors simply by learning more postures. We become better yoga instructors by becoming a better yogi. So could you speak on this, about the training to become a better yogi?
Yeah.
What that means for us on the path.
You learn all the practices properly. You learn asanas, pranayamas, meditation properly. And that is a very necessary part of becoming a teacher. It is very necessary. It is essential that you learn them properly. But that is not sufficient to become a good teacher or to progress on the path. All these practices help you take care of your body, take care of your mind. But the practices may not connect you to your inner being. I know a lot of people who do a lot of practices, but I don't know if it's hard to tell, but I can, you can see that they are not really going deeper inward. They are not connecting. Their outward attention is much more stronger. So the knowledge, the practice of knowledge is very, very essential. Proper understanding of the knowledge is very, very essential. Okay? The knowledge can be misunderstood very easily to suit your own convenience, to suit your own interpretation, because knowledge can be used for that. Knowledge has so many dimensions, and you can use any dimension to suit your own convenience. So it's very, very important to understand the knowledge properly. That's what Patanjali talks about, that one of the things that happens in your mind is viparyaya, wrong knowledge. And wrong knowledge, you may think that you're practicing rightly, but it can lead you to a very different direction. So for proper yoga growth and for proper yoga teaching, you need to understand the wisdom of yoga, the philosophy of yoga in a proper way, and bring it in your own life. That is very important. Not just preach it, not just teach it, but practice it. And you will see that if you practice it, and then even if you say few words, it will mean a lot to people. People will get affected by it. You will touch people's heart. But if you don't practice yourself, you can speak volumes and you will confuse people, and it will not mean anything to them. So practicing the knowledge and also practicing, not practicing, but having this devotion, cultivating devotion in you is very, very essential. So knowledge and devotion are very, very essential to grow on the path and to bring a proper teaching on the path.
Thank you, Krishanji. A question came in through one of the participants. We have 115 people online with you right now. And, you know, you had mentioned earlier the importance of maintaining that divinity, seeing that divinity everywhere. And there's some difficulty in that, how to hold on to the divinity in me throughout the day. I see it during my seva, during my meditation, but not as a continuous experience. Could you speak on this?
Yeah, again, same thing. Abhyasa. Keep reminding yourself. Keep reminding yourself. This is something that happens, develops over a period of time. And especially it happens very naturally when you have a guru. Then through guru, you start to remember the divinity in yourself, because you're remembering guru, who is divine. And that remembrance stays with you no matter what you're doing throughout the day. It keeps, the stream of remembrance keeps running in the background. So having that belongingness to the master, feeling that oneness with the master can help you cultivate this divinity in yourself. But again, remember again yourself also that you are not just this body. Again and again, make a point of reminding yourself. And it's an abhyasa again, it's a practice. But over a time, then it becomes your nature. That's how you become. You don't need to remind yourself again. And so keep doing it, keep reminding, keep feeling that connection, belongingness with Guru. And if you don't have a Guru, just remember that you are divine. And that is true. That is true. You are divine. Just like outward attracts you so much, so you make an effort to go inward. So it's just push and pull in a playful manner. Outward is pulling you, and you're pulling yourself inward. Outward is pulling you out, and you're pulling yourself inward. So in a very joyful manner, in a playful manner, you remember and remind yourself.
Thank you, Kishanji. So another question, more of a personal question from one of the participants. How can one better convey the importance of the knowledge the art of living brings, especially to spouses, to dear ones who tend to focus more on negative perceptions of the programs, of the organization, such as expenses and the need to repeat, how to deal with that type of a situation?
Make them practice more yoga, more pranayamas, and don't worry so much about the knowledge for such people. Okay, when they do some asanas and pranayamas regularly, then the mind begins to become a little more receptive, and more openness comes in the mind. Then only you can understand the knowledge. You can understand the value of knowledge, the value of practices, deeper practices. On a surface level, you understand the value of asanas is good for the body. You understand the value of pranayama. So for those such people, do more pranayamas, do more asanas with them, some meditation. So don't try to enforce your ideas on them, your knowledge on them. They will only revolt to it. Okay. You will get into arguments. And remember that whenever you're getting into arguments, you're ruining the knowledge. Okay? Neither you are able to explain, nor they're able to understand. So remember this. Whenever you're getting argument, the knowledge is being ruined. So don't get into arguments. Don't force the knowledge on them. Instead, go for a walk, do some exercises, do some yoga, do some pranayamas, meditation. And no one can argue that they are not good for you. So exercise, yoga, asanas are good for you. Pranayama is good, it's breathing, improves your breathing. Meditation is good, relaxation. To talk to them on their level. It's very, very important that you don't make them feel that they don't know much and you know it all. Okay.
Having that balance. Krishanji, another question from one of the participants. It's mentioned that one of the tendencies of the mind is vikalpa in the sutras and Patanjali sutras. So how do we distinguish this? How do we become aware of what is our own illusions versus when we are in proper knowledge? How do we discriminate?
Yeah, that's why you have Guru. Guru shows you the true path, the true knowledge, makes you understand. So don't let your mind come in between. Okay, it's your mind, it's your own interpretations, it's your own opinions, your own concepts that cause all this confusion in you. Okay, so listen to Guruji's knowledge, and then follow that. Okay, don't try to analyze the knowledge too much. By analyzing also, you distort it. Yeah. And as I was saying, don't give too much importance to all that happens in your mind. That also creates a lot of confusion in your mind. So then you lose the ability to see what is right, what is wrong, what is right knowledge, what is wrong knowledge. So for that, you need a guru. You need someone who can guide you. Okay. So listen to Guru's knowledge and follow that. Follow that way, not your own way. Okay.
Thank you. So another question from one of the participants, I'll just read it verbatim. I'm not clear why something that keeps changing is deemed to be unreal. The pain I feel when someone pinches me may not be permanent, but it manifests as a real experience to me. Can you please clarify this knowledge point?
Yeah, it is very real to you. It definitely is. And that's why it's called Mahamaya. It's called great illusion that looks so real. But in fact, it is not there. You feel all that because you identify with it so much. You feel this pain. So because there is such a strong identification with the body. Such a strong identification with the mind. That's why you feel it. Okay. Like when you're dreaming, everything in the dream looks so real. So real. No matter what you are seeing in the dream, whether it is sensible or all nonsense, but it looks very real. But when you wake up, you realize it was only a dream. And whatever you experienced pain in your dream also. But the pain, was it pain there? No, it wasn't there. You experienced some pleasure in your dream also. Was it really there? No, it wasn't. When did you realize that? When you woke up. Similarly, when you wake up in the knowledge, then only you can realize that, oh, it is not true. Until then, it is all that we're experiencing feels true to you. So that's why I keep saying that knowledge, you have something that you have to practice again and again and wake up in this knowledge, get established in this knowledge. Then only you can realize that it is all a great illusion, Mahamaya. So the process of waking up, that is the whole process of journey, waking up from this sleepy state. And until you wake up, you will feel all those things. As you're progressing, their effect will become less and less, less and less. But so until then, yes, you'll feel them. Sometimes strongly, sometimes mildly. It is real, but it is also non-real. So keep feeling the reality until you realize it is not a reality. So we can't argue over it. You're feeling pain. I can't say to you that no, there's no pain. Yes, you're feeling it. You're definitely feeling it. I feel pain also. So it is there because of this strong identification with the body. Strong identification with your mind, with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your emotions. That is how you see yourself, that I am this person. You see in the mirror, that's what you see. So from the early childhood, you have been given a name, you have been given identification, that is you. So anything that's happening to you, that you relate to it. So we have to come out of this identification that I am not this, I am not this, but I am. We go through, we find through, we wake up through this knowledge. Okay.
Yeah. Was someone about to say something?
Yeah, no, I got a question from Kishore, and he's asking that, just building on this topic, he's saying, what about right action given everything is an illusion? If it is all an illusion, what prevents one from doing things which can hurt one on the path, like alcohol, drugs, etc.? How do you know what is really right or wrong?
You have been given the wisdom, you have been given intellect. You know what is wrong and right. You know it. So, and this is another sign of maturity on the path, that you just recognize it, that you know it, and you listen to what your inner being tells you, that it is wrong, it is right. So don't think, you really don't need to think so much about it. You know it. It is right, it is wrong. And your inner being tells you, listen to it.
Jen, you want to ask?
And what you have to see what is wrong and right for you, not for everybody else. What may be right for me may be wrong for you. Okay? So you have to see what is right for you, what is wrong for you, what is your inner being telling you. Okay? If we go in the Bhagavad Gita, go in some of the scriptures, people question this. So many actions that have happened in all the scriptures, right or wrong. You don't get into those things. You get into in your own self that, okay, what is right for me at this given time? What is wrong for me at this given time? And follow that. Your consciousness will tell you. And what your right was today may not be right tomorrow. Okay? It changes. Right and wrong changes. So your consciousness is there to guide you, to tell you. Listen to it. Yeah.
Should I go, Jen, or do you want to ask?
Okay, we'll take one more question. Okay, we'll
Jen,
continue.
you pick. There's some in the chat box.
How to deal with obstacles, especially if you're experiencing those obstacles for something, for some directive that the Guru himself has given. For one participant, she was told to do the TTP quickly, but there are many obstacles for it, and I feel that I can't do it, but at the same time I want to follow Gurudev's instructions. So what can I do?
Yeah, from your side, you try to overcome the obstacles, and if it still doesn't happen, it's okay. Okay, the purpose was, maybe Guru instruction was just to for you to make stronger, so that you can overcome the obstacles or work hard at more obstacles. Okay, so from your side, you try your best in any situation that comes in your life. Try your best and then let go. That's it.
Okay, great. Well, it sounds like that was the last question.
Okay.
unless you want to hang out some more, Krishan.
No, I think that yeah, it was good. It's good. I'm so happy.
There's one more question, maybe one more.
Okay. Okay.
So this is first limb of yoga, Yama. When I appreciate someone, it is stealing. I need to understand, how is appreciation of any good thing stealing?
Is the feeling?
Stealing.
Stealing?
Like, yeah. The question is, the first limb of yoga is Yama, which is asteya or non-stealing. When I appreciate someone, it is deemed as stealing. I need to understand, how is appreciation of any good thing stealing?
No, it's not stealing at all when you appreciate someone. Yeah, there is kind of a mental stealing, but in different ways. Someone is wearing a nice shirt and you start thinking in your mind, oh, why don't I have that nice shirt? How come this person has it? And so mentally you are stealing that. Okay. Mentally there's a kind of bit of a jealousy in you. That's what Patanjali talks about. That don't do that kind of a stealing. Be happy. Appreciate for others what they have, be happy for them what they have, instead of all the time feeling that how come that person has it and I don't have it. Okay, so appreciation is good. Yeah? So appreciate people and get inspiration from them. Someone is a good musician, it inspires to be a good musician. That is not a stealing. It's an inspiration. So get that. But if you keep feeling, how come that person is a musician, I am not, then that is you're cultivating the jealousy in you. Cultivate this. So we call that mental stealing. So yeah, we don't get into that. And we appreciate others very much and get inspired by others. Okay.
Thank you, Kishanji. Always so lovely to be in knowledge with you. We have now 129 participants, and this has been recorded as well. So we'll be sharing it with everyone. Just a couple of quick announcements. This is really a taste of what it means to learn from Krishanji, to be in his presence, to be in knowledge with him, to go deeper within. And we have a few opportunities coming up. For those Sri Sri Yoga teachers that are currently on this session, a reminder that we have a very lovely TRM coming up from September 17th to the 23rd at the Canadian Ashram. So you're all invited to please attend. The details have been sent to you. We also have our 3-week TTP coming up between October and November, which Neha spoke on earlier. More details at our website, again, srisrischoolofyoga.org. We also have the Himalayan retreat next, it's not really spring, next winter, but in February.
The course is full, Jennifer.
Oh, so please ignore that. You can attend the next one.
Next one.
The next one. pranams to you, Krishanji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to be with you all, and be happy and just know that you are growing on the path. Okay, that is the beauty of having a master.
Teachers from Singapore saying hello.
Hello, hello, hi.
Hi, Krishanji. Jai
Feel good about yourself. Just keep growing. You're growing very nicely.
Jai Gurudev, very good.
Krishanji.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai
Gurudev Kishan ji.
Jai Gurudev Krishan ji.
Jai Gurudev Kishan ji.
Jai Gurudev Krishan ji. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Santo.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev Krishan ji.
You schedule.
So thank you all for joining us, and I hope you guys got a small sneak peek into what the TTP is like with Krishanji. He's going to be there for the full 3 weeks. So those of you who are thinking about taking this course or not, or still on the fence about whether this training is a good fit for you, please do not hesitate in reaching us out. You can reach out to Jennifer, to myself. There are some ambassadors on this call: Ali, Tejas, Sam, Sejal. Please reach out to the team, and if there's any questions we can answer for you, we'd be happy to help. And really, from my own experience, I can just say that it's a very, very immersive experience in truly, integrating abhyasa in your life, going towards that practical integration of all that awesome knowledge that we have. And really, in the way it's done is amazing. Krishanji gets to our level and takes us from that level forward. So we invite all of you to come join us in the beautiful Art of Living Retreat Center in Boone this October. And feel free to reach us if you have any questions. Thank you for joining us. We'll put this recording on Facebook. We'll email it to you guys. And reach out to us. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you. Jai Gurudev. Bye.
Jai Gurudev.
Bye.